Well, good morning, everyone. Time to rise and shine on this 4th of July. Thanks so much for joining us here on Up with KREM. I'm Channing Curtis.
And I'm Tim Pham. Well, hey, it's a vibe today, friends. It's a holiday. We're feeling good. Hopefully you have the day off this morning. But if you do, meteorologist Thomas Patrick is helping you get out the door if you are headed to work or if you're just headed to fireworks tonight or having a cookout. So Thomas, it's going to be a good day, isn't it?
It is going to be a great day, Tim. And yeah, hopefully you're going to enjoy the weather, whether it's the afternoon hours when it's sunny and warm outside, or if it's later on this evening where it's clear and comfortable. No weather concerns whatsoever. If anything, it looks a little bit hazy outside, but that's not going to disturb us whatsoever. It's just a little bit cool this morning in a few locations. Looks like there's a corridor from about Pullman to the Silver Valley where you're in the 40s, and that St. Mary's observation does have 38. I've seen it in the 30s a couple times. I think it's a little bit at elevation, but yeah, a cool start to the day, but that evens out very quickly. I think by 7 and 8 o'clock, everybody's in the 60s, and we're at 80 degrees by noon today. Yes, hazy skies, but at the moment, no major drops in air quality. And as for the evening hours tonight for those fireworks displays, I got temperatures at about 74 for 9 o'clock at night and just at about 71 or low 70s or so by 10 o'clock this evening.
Right now, I-82 is back open this morning after being shut down yesterday by what's being called the OIE fire in Benton County.
Now, that fire has already burned more than 1,300 acres. It started just after 1 yesterday afternoon near Prosser, Washington. The fire started near the highway before jumping the Yakima River, causing a second fire on Yakutat Road. Level 1 evacuation orders were in place but have since been lifted. The state mobilized resources to help fight the fire. Fire officials say that the fire is still threatening homes, crops, and power infrastructure this morning.
There are currently 2 large fires burning north of Coeur d'Alene. At this time, there are no evacuation orders in place. The biggest fire is the Consales fire. It's burning near the Consales Creek in Pend Oreille County. Right now, it's estimated at 50 acres. 40 firefighters are expected to arrive today to help fight the fire. The second fire is in Lightning Creek next to Clark Fork, Idaho. It's estimated at 25 acres. The Sandpoint Ranger District says smoke jumpers are currently fighting the fire, and smoke jumpers are firefighters that jump out of planes and land next to the fire with a parachute.
So this week, we've been talking a lot about being safe with fireworks.
And this morning, we are showing you other ways to be careful during the holiday. Nicole Hernandez is joining us now live this morning to explain how people can be safe while barbecuing this 4th of July. Good morning.
Good morning, Tim, Channing. So of course, barbecue is a big part of the 4th of July holiday, but we want to do it safely so that we can keep our whole region away from the potential for fires. One thing to note, we are under burn bans right now. So that means any open barbecue pits cannot use them. You can only be burning and using fires in designated campground spots. But if you do want to barbecue, grills like this that are enclosed are perfectly safe. But whether you're using pellets like this one here or charcoal or propane, you still want to do a few things to make sure you're doing it safely. Number one, which my mama actually already did, clean out your grill. So make sure the grate is completely clean, and especially make sure the collection pan underneath is completely cleared out before you start grilling today. Number two, have a fire extinguisher nearby. If you don't have one of these, which you should, at least have a bucket of water nearby in case anything happens. And then last, for when you actually finish up with the grill, make sure the grill is completely cooled down and again cleaned out before you go to sleep so you can close it down and not have to worry about anything from that point forward. Now, we of course are hot and we're dry, and we've also been a bit windy, so that means we are under perfect fire conditions right now. So I talked to Spokane Fire Chief Brian Schaefer, and he says there's big consequences to not being fire safe.
If we had a fire today with this wind, with this fuel model that we're standing in, there would likely be a loss of life. The fire does not respect our timeline to be able to escape. It respects its own. And unfortunately, it's so fast. And we've seen people get killed in the past.
So another important thing to do if you have time today is clear out the fire fuel from the 30 feet around the outside of your house. You should not have any brush or any logs or firewood pieces that can easily burn in case a fire does spark. So if you've got the time before your 4th of July festivities, go ahead and take that time to clear out any of that fire fuel. In Spokane, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
Now, fireworks have been illegal in most of Spokane County for more than 3 decades.
Still, fire crews across the region are staying prepared today and even patrolling. It's estimated the fireworks ban has prevented about 2,700 fires over the last 3 decades. But Spokane County Fire District 3 are on standby for what's usually a busy holiday for calls. Fire Chief Cody Rohrbach says about 90% of all fires they see are human caused. He says the decades-old ban has really helped in preventing fires, especially in the unincorporated parts of Spokane County.
We typically saw a big increase in the number of fire starts around the 4th of July. Of course, many of those related to fireworks. So the ban has been effective in reducing the number of starts, particularly in the unimproved properties, the areas outside of the cities.
Before the ban, firefighters responded to an average of 104 fires caused by fireworks between June 28th and July 6th. Since then, the average dropped dramatically to 5. In Spokane and Spokane Valley, you can expect some patrols to be out actively looking for illegal firework use. If you're caught with illegal fireworks, you could pay a minimum fine of $536 for each violation. If there's damage, violators could potentially pay for the cost of a fire department response.
Now, we're more than 12 hours away from most fireworks shows, but setup at Riverfront Park is already underway. A pyrotechnics team is preparing more than 2,000 effects for tonight's show. The pyrotechnics team says that hundreds of fireworks will be shot out of hundreds of canisters. Multi-shot cakes will also light off several smaller fireworks. The workers say that they'll be on site through the night so that no one comes in and lights off anything prematurely. Fireworks are set to launch at 10 p.m. tonight. In the meantime, Scraps is reminding all pet owners to keep an eye on their furry friends during these fireworks shows.
Animal protection officers say there are increases in the number of animals that run away during and after the 4th of July holiday. Scraps says attending to stray pets can take time and resources away from emergency calls for service. One officer says make sure your pets are not left alone and make sure potential escape routes are closed and locked.
When around the holiday for loud noises and stuff from fireworks and ill-repaired fences and so forth, the dogs get scared, they don't know what to do, the animal owners are gone, and they panic, they leave the yard because they don't know what else to do, they're trying to get away from the noise and find someplace to hide.
Scrap says the shelter is already near full capacity, so the influx of additional dogs can put a challenge on spacing and proper care. One volunteer says if your pet goes missing during any fireworks show, check for them at Scraps. Well, the countdown is officially on for one of the longest running traditions here in the Inland Northwest, and that is Coeur d'Alene's 4th of July celebrations, which bring out thousands of people.
So that's where we will find our Brandon T. Jones this morning. So Brandon, you've been out there enjoying all of the good vibes on this 4th of July morning and even speaking with event organizers. So what can people who are heading out to Coeur d'Alene today expect?
Oh, well, I mean, come on now. You already mentioned it, Channing. Good morning to you and Tim and what they can expect. I mean, anytime you come to Coeur d'Alene, check out this beautiful view behind me right here. I mean, that's enough by itself right there, but add some fireworks and you'll see the lights just shining off of the water from the lake. Oh my gosh, thank you, Lord. I mean, that's just beautiful right there. That's good vibes, that's good energy, that's everything I need in my life and more right there. But I did get a chance to speak with those organizers. They're working so hard, and it's not just something they do over a course of a week. This takes a long time in terms of preparation and just getting everything right so that people can enjoy. We only have a couple of hours now until the American Heroes Parade begins. 10 a.m. that is kicking off. People got their chairs lined up and they're ready to have the most perfect seat in the house of Coeur d'Alene. So that's going to be a good time. And then of course, this year's theme is the year of magic, the magic of our youth, because we love the youth. They're important, they're our future, right? And as I mentioned, I spoke with the organizers. They told me 120 volunteers work to bring the events together along with their team at the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, you can expect a lot. There's so much fun going to be happening. There's going to be music, entertainment, fun, interesting groups that I think everyone will be able to interact with and just put a smile on people's face when they see entries that have been in there for 20, 30, 40 years.
And of course, the grand finale on a day of fun will be the fireworks show tonight. We talked about that a little bit already, so that's going to be a great time. It's going to be an hour-long show. It kicks off at 9:30 p.m. An hour-long show. Let me say that again. It's an hour-long show. An hour-long show of fireworks. I mean, that's spectacular right there. It kicks off at 9:30 right over here at Independence Point, and that's right, of course, next to the Coeur d'Alene Resort. So it's going to be a lot of great vibes, a lot of great energy. I don't know how many times I can repeat that to you for you to understand and for it to believe it. So if you don't have any plans, come on out here. I mean, I don't think they're going to turn you away. There's plenty of space, plenty of opportunities to have a great time. So come on out. It's going to be good vibes. Back to you all in the studio.
It's a great time. It's a great show to check out. And it is time for your wake-up call. Whether you are celebrating the 4th of July today or already celebrated this past weekend, we want to see your Independence Day photos or just your best red, white, and blue. And clearly I got folks on the Show Us the Pups train because we got a great picture of some pups in their 4th of July best. Again, you can text us at 509-448-2000 or use the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media.
I'm also feeling what Brandon is throwing down, because how many different ways can we tell you that the fireworks over Coeur d'Alene are going to be awesome? And so too is the weather. How many different ways can we put it? It's going to be sunny and warm and just a spectacular day overall. That sun is, of course, shining brightly. Little bit of a haze out there, but it doesn't appear to be too bad. Just checked some of the latest air quality reports. They're all good across Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Just a little bit in the moderate zone over Omak at the moment. But high temperatures like yesterday, mid 80s in Spokane, getting into the low 90s close to Moses Lake and Omak and towards Lewiston as well. And this will be where we stand for a couple days as temperatures will warm up from here.